hope you're doing well. I'm going to take a look at your energies today when it comes to what were the key lessons that you learned in 2022 when it comes to love. What was the universe really trying to say to you? Because, I don't use the word lesson as in like, oh, it was something negative, but we had to go through certain experiences to really get clear on our own truth, on our core. There was something that the universe wanted you to understand in 2022 when it comes to love, and therefore you went through the experiences that you did. So I'm going to start by first taking a look at what was the overall energies around you when it comes to love in 2022, Aries. And of course, if you feel called to it, please do subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, do hit the like button for me. It really does help the channel a lot. Okay, let's start by 3 cards on overall energies in love. I see the 6 of Wands starting very strong. That's fire energy. So that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. That's your energy. I see the 6 of Pentacles. So we've got 2 6s in a row. And we've got the Ace of Cups. Oh my God. Bottom of the deck, Chariot. This is really cool. I think I see this as really positive. I think that you learned this year, or perhaps overall energy is like you really felt victorious in love, or you felt like you had a lot of attention, a lot of people wanted to be around you, or like your energy was super lit. You focused on yourself, like how some people say you got that glow up energy. And people were really trying to pay attention to you, Aries. Like you either got attention at work, just attention in your social circles. And I think this came after a difficult period in love for you, because the 6 of Wands typically comes from the 5 of Wands, which is a lot of internal conflict when it comes to love, how we look at it, how we view it, what we can learn from it. So this guy has come back from a battle, and now he's being appreciated for his wins, for his victory in that battle. So it feels like that this year you emerged stronger. You emerged in your own right, in your own truth when it comes to love. You also, had this energy around you of an equal give and take. You wanted to have balance in love. Maybe you'd been in relationships before where you were giving more and you were not receiving as much. This year you corrected that and you really brought balance back into your relationships, which is really nice. And perhaps there was a new love or a new beginning in love. This could be with the same person, or this could be a new person that entered your life, or this could just mean that you gave love a new chance, or a new beginning. Because sometimes when we go through difficult circumstances, we start to kind of give up on love sometimes. But I think this year there was a renewal in how you associated with love and how you felt about love. That's really nice, Aries. So let's see what went well for you when it comes to love in 2022. So you've got the 2 of Wands, you've got the 4 of Cups, and you've got the Page of Swords. Okay, interesting. I think perhaps where you were sitting on the fence when it comes to love, and maybe in 2021 or the years before, this year you really wanted to take a decision on love. You took some forward movement towards love, and you were very clear which options worked for you and which options didn't. Because I think because of that 6 of Wands that we saw earlier, you did get a lot of attention. A lot of people wanted your attention, but most of them you weren't quite interested in. Most of them didn't fit, the criteria that you've set for yourself in terms of what you're trying to manifest in a partner, what you're trying to manifest in love. But I do see a younger person. This could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, perhaps, that did catch your attention this year. Maybe you fancied someone. This could be somebody that you met online, because the Page of Swords definitely can mean online communication. So I think, or if this is not about a specific person, I think you just learned how to communicate clearly. You just learned how to communicate clearly in love. That's another message that I'm getting. But I think for some of you, you guys definitely had options, and one person stood out of the options. That's what I'm getting. And I think that worked well for you, the selection criteria that you had in your life in terms of what works, what doesn't. And one person did stand out for you. Let's see. And perhaps previously, if this is somebody that has been in your life for a while, perhaps previously you were not very good at communicating clearly with this individual. Maybe you didn't know how to put your needs across. Maybe you didn't know how to uphold your own needs in this relationship. And that went well this year. This year, you learned how to do that. You learned how to put your priorities and your interests first as well. What perhaps didn't go as planned when it comes to love? 3 cards, please. We got the Wheel of Fortune. So perhaps something really took longer than expected, or you kept waiting on it, but it didn't come. But the universe wants you to know that, the Wheel of Fortune is a very destined card, and it just means that it was all fated and you had to wait for divine timing for some output to come into play. Let's see what else. The King of Pentacles, interesting. So this is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But for me, typically, this is the Capricorn energy. I think maybe this could be the person that you had in your mind or you had in your life in 2022 took too long to come to a decision, or took too long to give you something that you truly wanted. And perhaps what you truly wanted is your happily ever after. Maybe some of you were hoping to get married this year, or get engaged, or take your relationship to the next level of commitment. And the person in question perhaps just took too long because, they probably just felt very strongly about their own point of view. And there was a bit of a struggle in terms of meeting you halfway on this long-term commitment that you were seeking. Those are the things that I see that perhaps didn't go as well as you were hoping. But I want to dive in a little bit on this Wheel of Fortune, because it is a very big energy, and I do see a lot of signs are getting this Wheel of Fortune because, one, it's also topical. 1 year is ending, another one is opening up. So it could just be that there's change in the air. Also, the Wheel of Fortune really shows me that divine timing is at play. So if you were forcing a certain outcome in a certain timeline, I think the universe is trying to tell you right now through this reading that it was all divinely destined, and it had to. And if it still has to happen, it'll happen when the universe thinks that you're prepared and you're ready, and the person in question is also ready for it. But for now, I'm sorry, Aries, if things didn't go as planned for you when it comes to some kind of long-term commitment or long-term output that you were seeking. So what are the overall lessons then that 2022 taught you in love, and what were the experiences you went through? First card, we've got the Empress, really beautiful. So I think you learned how to attract and not chase. You learned how to stand in your own power and let the right things come to you rather than chasing. So I think this is connected to that Wheel of Fortune message that we just got, that, maybe you were pushing so hard that it felt like you were swimming upstream when it came to a certain outcome, and you wanted it to happen within a certain time period. So the universe is trying to tell you that hopefully this year made you realize that you can only attract good things into your life, and what's not meant for you, you can try to move mountains, but unfortunately, if it's not part of what the universe thinks is of your bestest, highest good, it doesn't materialize in the shape and form, at least, that we were hoping. It could show up again in a different shape and form, like you never know, right? But for now, the timing wasn't right on something. The other thing I see is the Four of Pentacles. Perhaps this year you also held yourself back a little bit when it comes to truly expressing love or truly expressing emotion. This could be because perhaps there were some disappointments, or some of the options weren't that exciting for you. It could also mean that you were strategizing this year. You wanted to come up with a plan for your life, what works for you, what doesn't. Because when this thing that you were really chasing, this outcome, this person, whatever the case might be, please take the messages that resonate. When it didn't happen, I think you started to pull your energies back a little bit. Let's get one more. The Queen of Swords. And I think you started to think a lot more from your head rather than from your heart. And something in you inspired you to be more rational, more objective, more cognitive when it comes to love. And that's why you started to hold back, because I think when you opened yourself up, if you remember how we opened up the reading, right? And I said that you gave love a second shot this time, just the emotion of love with this beautiful Ace of Cups. I think perhaps you started your year really strong in that emotion and that sentiment that I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to try and bring balance back into my relationships. I'm going to see, which person is right for me, what kind of love is right for me. Some options showed up, some were great, some were not. One particular person stood out, But then with that one particular person, you were striving for some kind of outcome that didn't happen in the timeline that you were hoping for, and that did leave you disappointed. And basis that, you started to pull your energy back a little bit. Yeah. Some of you, this year, your relationship with your mother or somebody that you consider as a mother figure could have been very important this year. That's another message that I'm getting. Anything else, spirit guides, for Aries? And do stay tuned. I will be recording another video for what you can look forward to in love in 2023. So if you can subscribe to my channel, you'll be notified when I upload new content. You just have to hit the notifications bell right next to the subscribe button, and that'll keep you up to date on whenever there are readings uploaded for your sign. Or overall, I sometimes do one card reads for career, for love. Okay, let's see, anything else? Page of Cups. Interesting. I think maybe somebody apologized to you this year, or you have realized that you need to apologize to someone for the way you acted or you behaved. And once again, the Ace of Cups is the bottom of this deck. So I think the Page of Cups for me is always a very pure, like puppy love kind of feeling. And I think that you went into that very cognitive way of thinking, right? When things didn't work out in the timeline that you had planned. But the universe is giving you a sign that, they need you to keep trusting in love. They need you to not shut your heart down. They need you to start operating from your heart once again, like you were doing at the beginning of the year. Don't let this setback impact your overall relationship with love. They just want you to open up and stay open to this beautiful emotion and stay connected to your feelings, Aries. You deserve the best, and I'm sure the 2023 reading will tell us what you can look forward to when it comes to love. So if you like this video, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back soon. Take care, Aries. Bye-bye.